Hello dear children, welcome back. I'm Dr. Jisha Jo. In this video, we shall study about the adrenal gland, its location, the hormones that are secreted by the gland, the functions of these hormones, and what happens due to hyposecretion or hypersecretion of these hormones. First, we shall have a look at the location of the adrenal gland. Where is the adrenal gland located? Adrenal gland is located as a cap above the kidney. Cap above the kidney. Okay, if that is the kidney there, the adrenal gland is seen as a cap above the kidney. You can see the adrenal gland like this above the kidney. As a cap above the kidney, you can see the adrenal gland. Okay, so that is with regard to the location of the adrenal gland. If you take a section of the adrenal gland, you can see two regions. There is a central region which is called as the adrenal medulla, and an outer region which is called as the adrenal cortex. Okay, so once again, what is the location? In this chapter, mostly you have to study the location and functions of the different glands. Then the functions of the different hormones. What happens if a particular hormone is secreted in excess? What happens if there is a deficiency of a particular hormone? These are the important things that have to be studied, which you have to study in this chapter. So first we have studied, or we have looked at the location of the adrenal gland. It is located as a cap above the kidney, as you can see here. That is the kidney there, and the adrenal gland, which I have marked in blue, as a cap above the kidney. Internally, if you take a section of the adrenal gland, you can see two parts. The adrenal gland consists of two regions. Which are the two regions? The outer region is called as the adrenal cortex, and the inner region is called as the adrenal medulla. Now we are moving on to the functions of these different parts of the adrenal gland. Adrenal medulla is concerned with the secretion of the emergency hormone, which is called as adrenaline. Adrenaline is called as the emergency hormone. Emergency hormone. Why is it called as the emergency hormone? Because it is secreted during emergency situations. It is the hormone that helps us for fighting against a particular situation or for flight. For example, just explain those two terms. You are going alone through a road. Okay, you are going alone through a road, and suddenly a dog jumps in front of you. Okay, what will happen? What will you do? First thing, you will try to run away as fast as you can, isn't it? That is flight. You are moving away from the dangerous situation. It is an emergency situation. We don't always come across a dog as we walk through the road. It is an abnormal situation. It is an emergency situation, and our body has to respond to this emergency situation. So there are two ways in which our body responds to this situation. Either we can run away from the dog as fast as we can, or what is the second option that you might do? You will take a stick or a stone and try to drive away the dog. Okay. So there are two ways. The first way is to run away from that abnormal situation, which is referred to as flight. Flight. And the second option is what? We are taking a stick, or we are taking a stone and trying to throw at the dog. If just we bend down to take a stick or a stone, immediately the dog will run away. Okay, so that is fighting against that particular situation. So two options are there to face an emergency situation. So it is this adrenaline, which is the emergency hormone that is secreted during that emergency or abnormal situation, that helps us to face that situation, either for flight, that is to run away from the dog or escape from the dog, or for fight, that is to take a stick or a stone and drive the dog away. Okay, so that is why we say adrenaline is called as an emergency hormone, because it is the hormone that is secreted during emergency situations. It is the hormone that prepares our body to fight or to face an abnormal situation. Okay, so I hope you have understood why adrenaline is called as an emergency hormone. Can be asked as give reason. Adrenaline is called emergency hormone because what is the reason? Adrenaline is a hormone that is secreted during emergency situations, which prepares our body to face an abnormal situation. Okay, so in two ways our body can act to that particular situation. One is flight. In this particular example which we have taken, when suddenly a dog jumps in front of us, first option is to run away from the dog. That is flight. And the second option is to fight against the dog. Take a stick or a stone and drive the dog away. Okay, so that is why adrenaline is called as the emergency hormone. What are the functions of this hormone, adrenaline? Just imagine that situation. What are the things that are happening in our body? What are the things? Do you know? Just think of that particular situation. You suddenly a dog is jumping in front of you, and just imagine that situation. What are the changes that are taking place in your body? Your breathing rate increases, isn't it? Your heart rate increases. Blood supply to the muscles increases. Blood supply to the skin and the intestine decreases. Blood supply to the muscles of our leg increases, because the muscles of our legs and hands have to work during that particular situation. So blood supply to the muscles increases, whereas the blood supply to the skin and the intestine or the digestive system decreases. Okay, another thing that is happening is the conversion of glycogen into glucose. Glycogen stored in the liver is converted into glucose, because during that particular situation we'll need a lot of energy, either to fight against the dog or to run away from the dog. We need energy. How is this energy obtained? By the oxidation of glucose. So more amount of glucose will be released into the blood. So these are the functions of adrenaline. So first function, breathing rate increases. Number 2, heart rate increases. Number 3, what happens? Blood supply to the muscles of our legs and arms increases. Then fourth point, the concentration or the amount of glucose increases in the blood. More amount of glucose means oxidation of more glucose, thereby releasing more amount of energy. Okay, so these are the functions of the adrenaline hormone. So I hope that much is clear. So which is the part of the adrenal gland that secretes the adrenaline? It is the adrenal medulla. And adrenaline is called as the emergency hormone because it is the hormone that helps us to face an abnormal situation or an emergency situation. Now moving on to the second part of the adrenal gland, that is the adrenal cortex. That is the outer region of the adrenal gland is the adrenal cortex. Okay, and the adrenal cortex is concerned with the secretion of a group of hormones called cortisones. Cortisones. Okay, so adrenal cortex is concerned with the secretion of cortisones. There are different types of cortisones. The first type is the mineralocorticoid. mineralocorticoid, and the second type of cortisone is the glucocorticoid. Okay, mineralocorticoids and glucocorticoids are the different types of cortisones. Now, mineralocorticoids, as the term indicates, mineralocorticoids are concerned with the metabolism of mineral ions like sodium, potassium, etc. Okay, so mineralocorticoids are concerned with the metabolism of minerals like sodium, potassium, etc. Whereas when we move on to the glucocorticoids, they are concerned with the metabolism of carbohydrates, fats, proteins, etc. Okay, so once again, the second part of the adrenal gland is the adrenal cortex, which is the outer region of the adrenal gland. It is concerned with the secretion of hormones known as cortisones. Cortisones are of different types. One type is the mineralocorticoids, which are concerned with the metabolism of mineral ions like sodium, potassium, etc. And the second type of cortisones is the glucocorticoids, which are concerned with the metabolism of proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Now, let us have a look at the functions of the cortical hormones. The first function of cortical hormones is it is concerned with the metabolism of proteins, fats, etc. Second function is it is concerned with the increase in blood glucose level. Increase in the concentration of blood glucose takes place due to the cortical hormones. Okay. Third function of the cortical hormones it is concerned with the regulation of salt and water balance in the body. Salt and water balance in the body is regulated by the cortical hormones. Fourth function is it helps the body to adapt to various stresses. And the last function of cortical hormones is certain cortical hormones can behave as sex hormones in both males and females. So once again, moving on to the functions of the cortical hormones. First one, it is concerned with the metabolism of proteins and fats. Second one, it is concerned with the increase in the concentration of blood glucose level. Third point, it regulates the salt and water balance in the body. Fourth point, it helps our body to adapt to various kinds of stresses. And the fifth point, certain cortical hormones function as sex hormones in both males and females. When there is an overgrowth of the adrenal cortex in mature men, what will happen? He develops certain feminine characters. Okay, the overgrowth of adrenal cortex in males results in the development of certain feminine characters like the enlargement of breast. Whereas if the adrenal cortex overgrows in mature females, she will develop certain masculine characters like the development of beard, mustache, deep male voice, etc. This condition is called adrenal virilism. Adrenal virilism. Okay, so what is adrenal virilism? When there is an overgrowth of the adrenal cortex in females, this will cause the development of masculine characteristics in the females, like the development of beard, mustache, deep male voice, etc. And this condition is called adrenal virilism. Adrenal virilism occurs due to the overgrowth of adrenal cortex in mature females. Okay, so can be asked what is meant by adrenal virilism. Okay, so you have to write adrenal virilism is due to, or it is caused due to the overgrowth of adrenal cortex in mature females. She will develop masculine characters like development of beard, mustache, deep male voice, etc. And this condition is called adrenal virilism. Now, if suppose a hyposecretion of adrenal cortical hormones. If hyposecretion we have already seen in the previous class, hyposecretion means under secretion, or it is the hormone is not secreted in sufficient amount. Deficiency of the hormone, that is hyposecretion. Okay, hyposecretion of the adrenal cortex results in a disease called Addison's disease. Okay, Addison's disease is caused due to the hyposecretion. Hyposecretion of the adrenal cortex results in a condition called Addison's disease. Now, what are the symptoms of this disease? The symptoms are loss of energy, skin pigmentation. Pigmentation of the skin takes place, loss of weight, nausea, hypoglycemia. Hypoglycemia is a condition in which the blood glucose level decreases below normal, goes down below the normal level. That is hypoglycemia. Sensitivity to cold and pain, increased susceptibility to infection. So a person with Addison's disease show these symptoms like loss of weight, skin pigmentation, nausea, loss of energy, hypoglycemia, sensitivity to cold and pain, and also increased susceptibility to various types of infections. So what is Addison's disease? How is it caused? It is due to the hyposecretion of the adrenal cortex. Okay, now another condition is there when there is a hypersecretion of the adrenal cortex occurs. Hypersecretion of adrenal cortex results in a condition called Cushing's syndrome. Cushing's syndrome is due to the hypersecretion of adrenal cortex. Can be asked for differentiation, differentiate between Addison's disease and Cushing's syndrome. So first, what is the main difference? Addison's disease is caused due to hyposecretion or under secretion of the adrenal cortex, and Cushing's syndrome is due to hypersecretion of adrenal cortex. And you should know the symptoms of the two conditions. The symptoms of Cushing's syndrome include obesity, hyperglycemia, that is the opposite of hypoglycemia. Hyperglycemia means there is an increase in the blood sugar level, then osteoporosis, weakness, salt and water retention in the body. So these are the symptoms of Cushing's syndrome. So you should know the symptoms of both Addison's disease and Cushing's syndrome, as well as how these are caused. So sometimes differentiation question can be asked. In brackets it can be given cause. So if cause is asked, you have to write under Addison's disease it is due to hyposecretion of adrenal cortex. Under Cushing's syndrome you have to write it is due to hypersecretion of adrenal cortex. If suppose in the bracket it is given based on symptoms, you have to write the symptoms. Okay, so I hope that is also clear to you. So this is different from adrenal virilism. Adrenal virilism is due to overgrowth of adrenal cortex. Okay, this is due to hyposecretion and hypersecretion. The hormone that is secreted, it is based on hyposecretion, deficiency or excess secretion of the hormones that are secreted by the adrenal cortex results in Addison's disease and Cushing's syndrome. So children, I hope whatever we have studied in this session is clear to you. If you have any doubts, please ask your doubts and also give your suggestions in the comment section. Thank you.